2 or 3 months ago, we found an arcade cabinet, full-size arcade cabinet. It was Data East, sitting by a dumpster. Put new artwork on, we sanded the sides of it, and there was nothing inside of the arcade itself. It was pretty much empty except for the coin collector, the piece, just a big metal can more or less that has 2 holes in it, and a key lock, which of course was missing, so we got a key lock and put that in and so forth. But we took it and totally refurbished it, put an LCD monitor in it, added a RetroPie to it, buttons. It's a 2-player cabinet now. Of course, it had no control panel, so we built a custom control panel. Put it all together, and it plays great. The only thing that we didn't really have was the coin collector, the coin door, more or less. And we got online, we 3D printed one from Thingiverse, which turned out really good. It was a great looking model, but it didn't work from the standpoint of actually being able to collect coins. So we had an idea. Instead of going online, buying one for 80, 100, whatever they sell for, I don't even know. Instead of buying one, we wanted to build our own. So what we did is we used an IR emitter and an IR transmitter. Basically they sit like this, and anything that passes through it gets detected. We wrote some custom code. I also pulled some code off an Instructable, which was really helpful. They got us started with how to use the IR emitter and IR receiver, as well as some other stuff. So basically, we created a prototype. And on this prototype, we used an Arduino Micro, or yeah, it's a Micro, in the actual coin door, which I'll show you in a minute. And then this is what we used to prototype it with, this breadboard. And I don't know if you can see it very well on the camera, but you have an IR emitter, which is this guy, the clear, and then this black one is the receiver. There's 2 resistors sitting between, and one of these is a analog output, which we actually did wire up, but we're not really using at this point. But anyway, anything that falls in between here gets picked up. So in our case, we're using a quarter. When it slides down through that area, it then triggers a switch like pin 7, I believe it is, to turn on for about 500 milliseconds, I think, which is going to actually take the coin slot or coin button entry in MAME or MAME for all, and work like a coin door. Just the only disadvantage to this this particular design is you can put a penny in it, you can put a nickel, a dime, a quarter, it doesn't matter. Basically, it turns it into a big piggy bank that'll accept any type of coin. That's a good and a bad thing depending on how you want to look at it. We also 3D printed this, and what you may or may not be able to see is one side is a little higher. There's a slot in here where you can put a quarter, and then it's angled down like this, so when you put a quarter in, it just rolls right out every time. It's never gotten stuck yet. So, and we've tried several hundred times. So anyway, you put your quarter in, it rolls out the back, and on the back side as it's rolling out, you have the IR emitter and receiver. It detects it, triggers the switch inside MAME for all, and then boom, you've got your credit added. So anyway, that's the idea, and in just a few minutes we'll go take a look at it. Actually, let's go take a look at it now. We'll land in here. First off, we'll do a shot where he puts the quarter in the coin door, and you'll hear it. We have Robotron loaded, so you'll hear it make a sound. There we go. We have 13 credits now. All right, Landon, put in one more. 14 credits. Very cool. Good job, bud. Alright, so now I guess you guys might want to know what the insides look like. I have the Arduino Micro here with the various wires. Over here, this is a grounding block that Landon soldered the other day. Here you see all the ground wires that are connected. And over here is a piece of PVC that we found over at Lowe's. So we took it, we drilled 2 holes here, 4 holes on the back. We covered it with tape so there's no light or anything that's going to interfere with the emitter and receiver. So that's pretty much it. It's not very complicated at all. There is a tube on the side here. You can see, Landon, can you point to this black piece that we 3D printed?
Here? All right. Here.
Yeah, that one. And right there is the piece where the coin slides down here. Then it falls down, and you see the IR emitter and receiver pick it up, and then it falls down the bottom.
Do you want me to go grab the other one?
No, I already talked about it.
Oh, alright.
And this piece is 3D printed from that Thingiverse model that we discussed. And we have an LED that's, I've got it taped up here so you can't really see it. But there's a LED that's always on until you put a quarter in. Landon, I'll tell you what, while we're here, can you grab a quarter out of that coin bay and drop a quarter in it, and let's show them how it works from the side view. Now we have 15 credits. Alright, pop it in there again. I didn't have it level. And there they go. We just had a piece of plywood. I think it's what, a 1/2 inch, maybe 3/4. I think it's 1/2 inch plywood laying around. This is what it looks like from the other side. There are 2 resistors on each emitter and receiver. I'll put a link to that Instructable that we used so you can take a look at it and see if you want to make one yourself. We might even put the source code up there for you too in case you want to tinker with it or if there's any interest in it. So anyway, we do have one LED there. I intentionally didn't put an LED on the right one because I don't want quarters going in there because it's just a dummy anyway. I mean, it's solid. You can't put a quarter in it, but you can put a quarter in this one. So anyway, that's it. Landon, good job, buddy. Did you have fun with it?
Yeah, that was really fun.
And we're glad to have it finished, so now we can use this as a big piggy bank. And I don't know if I showed a video with the artwork here. We printed out some artwork, put it around the frame, and then we've got the controls. All this was custom built. Landon and I put it together. We had this printed. It's just, what do they call that when you put that stuff over it? I can't remember. Anyway, it's got a coating on it, and then of course the joystick kit and the buttons. The buttons remain lit at all times. You can tell they're all lit up. We also added this very cool feature over here. This is one of my favorite things, a cup holder. It's great for putting your drinks on it. We've got a little bit of side art put on and artwork up here, and we've had a lot of fun with it.